Is it Sunday? No. Is it Stranger Things Season 5 filming update day? Yes. So this is actually week 7 of covering all the Stranger Things Season 5 filming updates on this channel. You can check out the other 6 videos from this link into this playlist, and let's start with week 7. So this week we are actually going to talk about some major theories, so buckle up, I'm excited, you should be too, and let's get straight into it. We didn't get a lot of information from this week, but whatever we got, we can actually connect a lot of theories from this one. So the first picture that we got is this one, and if you zoom in and if you remember correctly, this is actually Castle Byers. Yes, the same castle that Will Byers and his brother Jonathan actually made when they were kids, and this was perhaps Will's hiding place when he was a kid. And if you again remember correctly, in season 3 Will actually destroyed Castle Byers in rain in that very teary scene that we got, I think in the 3rd episode of season 3. And yes, he actually destroyed Castle Byers, but not really. I mean, yeah, it was destroyed. It was not a castle anymore, but it was still there. It was still there. It was not destroyed completely, but it was still destroyed. And why is this important? We'll talk about this later in this video. So actually back in November, I actually made this video. You can check out this video after watching this video. And in this video, I actually covered what the Duffer brothers actually shared on Twitter. So the Duffer brothers were the creators of Stranger Things. I know you guys know that, but still I have to mention that. So they actually posted this picture back in November, and this was actually the first page of the script of the first episode of season 5, and they actually said that they were talking about a familiar song, and as we predicted in this video, that song might well be Should I Stay or Should I Go?
Let me know. Should I stay or should I go?
And from that, we actually made quite a few possibilities of what could happen in that scene in that previous video. So I'm going to mention those possibilities here again, and then we'll try to strike off or add some new possibilities to that theory. So the first possibility we had was it could be a flashback scene. Yes, it just could be an opening to season 5 with this scene, which is an identical scene to the first season, and they just put it right there, and they will bring that scene up in further episodes, and which will have some major consequences. So this could be a first possibility, which was a flashback scene. The second possibility is this could be a nightmare, and this actually could tie up into the first possibility of flashback. Will might be having some nightmares from his time in the Upside Down in season 1, and this could be that scene. And the third possibility, which I thought at that time that was the most prominent possibility to really come into existence, it was actually a scene from the first season which we audience did not get to see. And why do I say that? Because it's very simple. Will didn't really share what really happened with him in the Upside Down. So this could be one of those scenes which he's been hiding from everyone around him. And yeah, that could be a scene, and that could hold a major consequence in the entire 5th season. The fourth possibility I talked about in that video was this could be 11, this could be Elle grinding down Will's brain to gather some information. Like she could be hijacking Will's mind, and she could be going into those traumatic memories to just find a way and just find some details about the Upside Down, which our gang doesn't really know. Now let's talk about today's video, and now let's talk about what possibilities can we strike out from this today's update, and what possibilities can we add into it as well. But to do that, we must check out some of the more pictures that we got in this week. I mean in the previous week. We actually got these photos, and I know they look super cool with those red things and all. But now a natural way to think is that these red pictures and these photos of the tentacles and the Castle Byers, they could be connected. But here is I want to differ, and then we can talk about the theories, because red is not associated entirely with the Upside Down. In fact, red is not the Upside Down. If you remember correctly, Upside Down is blue, it has some snowy flakes going all around, and it is not red. But one thing I noticed that whenever we see the red lights, the mind is actually hijacked by Vecna, but we are also in the Creel house. Yes, whenever we are in the Creel house and our mind is hijacked by Vecna, we see red lights, and also we see red lights when thunder strikes, like in this scene. So now we have established that red doesn't mean entirely Upside Down. So therefore, these images are not the same images that we can correlate with these Castle Byers images. So I just want to focus on the Castle Byers thing, and finally let's do it. Now I will agree that we can't really see that what the condition of the Castle Byers is. So now we can again talk about two possibilities. Number one possibility is this is the scene after the destruction of Castle Byers, because we don't see that nameplate on it of the Castle Byers. But then we can also argue that the nameplate could be on the other side of this picture and we can't see it. But still, we'll first go with the first theory, which says Castle Byers is destroyed. That means this is a scene shot after the destruction of Castle Byers from season 3. The first possibility I would like to strike out is 11 hijacking Will's mind and actually grinding his mind to see whatever possibilities we can see through his mind. Now why do I say this? Because whenever you use a telekinesis power and actually goes into someone's mind, we are in a void, we are in this kind of a place, and you can see there are no tentacles, but in this scene there are tentacles. Therefore we can say this with absolute surety that these are the scenes shot in the upside down. But now the question is, from which timeline? Because as we know, the upside down is actually frozen in the day Will Byers was missing. So now what we can say from this? Now this is actually the scene in the real world. I know this sounds very crazy, but if you think about this, the way season 4 ended, it ended with the possibility that the upside down might well be bleeding into our real world. And I've actually talked about this theory a number of times in these videos which I'm making every week, and I do really think that now, and there's also a possibility that there's going to be a major time jump in season 5. So we do think, I do think that there could be a time jump, and therefore now the real world and the upside down could actually coexist with each other, and therefore we can see all of these vines, and we can also see Castle Byers is not the Castle Byers that we see before the destruction of it. It is actually the Castle Byers we see after the destruction of it. So this really makes way to this possibility that this is really the real world in which the vines are now, or the hive mind, or whatever you want to call it, the vines or the tentacles, they are now bleeding into the real world. And now if we talk about the second possibility, that this Castle Byers is actually not destructed, it is actually in good condition, then we can surely think about the possibilities that it is actually a flashback scene, or definitely it could be a scene which we don't see in the first season, but which actually happened in the first season when Will was in the upside down, and all the things that Will has been hiding will actually come into light in this season about the upside down, and will definitely play a big role in defeating Vecna. So yeah, this was the 7th video of the series Stranger Things season 5 filming update. And as you guys know, we make this video every Sunday. Please, I'll highly recommend you to check out the playlist of the Stranger Things season 5 filming updates, and do come visit next Sunday as well. And please, if you like the video, subscribe the channel. Do share your thoughts about this theory. And as always, thank you so much for watching.